This is the Solid Signal Podcast for the week of July 30th, 2018, and I am, as always, your host, Stuart. So, I like to have a variety of kind of topics and informational bits and tones here at the Solid Signal Podcast, and every so often I have to fall back on, or I want to fall back on, the idea that it is kind of product-based, and that the folks who keep the lights on over here at the Solid Signal Podcast are, of course, solidsignal.com. And when I find a product that I really like, I kind of talk about it on the podcast. I feel bad about being a little bit of a shill, but at the same time, I feel like you guys ought to know about products that are really good and that might just fulfill a kind of need for you. Seems to me in 2018 that just about everybody already has a streaming box or a smart TV, and so it's hard to decide to go ahead and buy another one or to change ecosystems, if you will, to move away from Apple TV or one of the other competitors. But I wanted to talk to you about Dish's AirTV Player because I think it's really kind of a neat product, and I think that I've enjoyed playing with it. I've been spending time testing it for about 2 months, and there's practically no downside to it. I'll say practically because I will talk about a couple of things. But if you're looking to make a change in your streaming TV player and the way that you interact with it, I'd urge you to take a look at the AirTV Player, which is available at solidsignal.com. I'll put a link to it in the YouTube version of this podcast, but if you're listening only, then just go to solidsignal.com and search for AirTV. It's all one word. Anyway, the AirTV Player is kind of an interesting hybrid. It's an Android TV box. A lot of people don't know about Android TV, but it's another alternative to Apple TV and some of the other choices that offers the same kind of idea. It gives you apps. It gives you the common streaming platforms like Netflix and Hulu and HBO Now. And Android TV is less well known because it started a lot later and also because it was kind of a hobbyist platform for a long time and not as polished as some of the other platforms. It's tied into the Google ecosystem, of course, so it's very easy to get set up if you have an Android phone, and you can use your Google Play apps. In fact, a lot of apps will work on it, even if they're not designed to do so. You can plug a keyboard and mouse into it, which most other streaming devices don't let you do, which is kind of nice that way. And overall, it's a much better experience than I expected. It doesn't have the gigantic app selection of some of the other choices, but I think that all of the really good ones are there with the exception of DirecTV's app and the DirecTV Now app. This particular box is made by Dish, but that's not why the DirecTV and DirecTV Now apps aren't there. They're just not there because nobody's developed them for Android TV at all yet. I found setup to be nice and easy. I found that the app selection, as I said, was really good. And this particular box has two advantages. First of all, it's really optimized for Dish's Sling television product, which is live TV streaming product similar to DirecTV Now. And the other thing that it has that nobody else in this segment has is an adapter that lets you not only connect an over-the-air antenna and actually use over-the-air programming through your streaming box, but it actually integrates it into the same guide as the Sling app. So you get a truly kind of one-stop shop feeling from this sort of piece of hardware. And, it's really nice, especially if you're transitioning over from a more traditional television solution. You get a guide like you normally expect, and your over-the-air channels are integrated into it. Not just 2 or 3 of them, but all the ones that you can get with your antenna are going to be there. Plus, it's very similar to a traditional TV experience. You can get a DVR, you can pause stuff. You really have everything that you're going to want in order to make an easy transition. The AirTV product itself, the AirTV Player as they call it, seems to me to be really focused on that kind of transitional cord cutter, somebody who's looking for an easy solution. The remote is large and it's easy to handle, and it's got voice search and a lot of very simple one-touch features that will get you where you need to go, including a large button that takes you straight to Sling, and of course the over-the-air channels that are there. The box itself is relatively plain and white, but it also has a remote locator feature, which is not something that you find on other streaming boxes. It is something that you find on Dish satellite hardware, interestingly enough. if you push a button on the AirTV box, the remote just starts kind of beeping, and that way you can find it if it's hidden under the couch cushions or something like that. It's a really nice player, and I will be very honest with you. I wasn't expecting to like it. I thought that I would just, kind of live in my Apple TV ecosystem forever, and I've got, a device that lets me put my live channels into an app, and that was very convenient for me. And yet, I was impressed by the overall fit and finish of the hardware itself, by the Android TV box, which has the operating system has grown by leaps and bounds since the last time I tested one about 3 years ago. And the ease of setup, even for an iPhone user, because you can do a lot of it just through a PC, or you can just type things in. The experience of using a Bluetooth or wired keyboard is great. Now, you can do a Bluetooth keyboard with pretty much any streaming box, but this just lets you use a plain old plug-in keyboard and mouse if you want to use them. The sort of thing where if you don't have one hiding in a drawer, you can go down to your local charity Salvation Army type shop and pick one up for about $1.50. Any USB keyboard and mouse is just going to work for you. It's nice. The AirTV Player also comes at a really, really great price if you're willing to commit to a couple of months of the Sling TV service. And that's not completely unique in this segment, as DirecTV Now is giving away free Apple TV players if you sign up on their website. But it is kind of neat that you can do it and have this really incredibly robust and open box, because Apple's box is really very closed in the way that it works. And especially if you happen to be an Android phone user, and about 83% of you are the last time I checked, you'll find this is a better solution that integrates with your Android phone better, and even the apps that are the same and that are compatible with the device will automatically load for you, which is just an extra added bonus. I would advise you, if you could, to check out the AirTV Player at solidsignal.com. As I said at the end of this video, I will pop up the link to it. It's probably already there if you're looking on the YouTube version. And if you're listening, go to solidsignal.com and search for AirTV.